What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journals, Comics, and Pop Culture. This is going to be the last video that I do for 2024, and I thought this was going to be a good way to go out to close the year off. We got a post in a Facebook group about a collector complaining about why can't it be like the 90s again, and I'm going to read this, and I'm also going to read this response. Now, we might get a few laughs out of this, but I want this to be a serious video where we dive deep into ourselves as collectors, as individuals that have this inherent love for comic books. And I want us to do some self-reflecting today, and I want us to take something from this. This is why this is going to be my last video of 2024. And if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, please take some time to do so. Check out all the links in the description below as well, including the link to my Whatnot storefront. That's right, it's a storefront. I've strayed away from the live sales. I just added like 50 more books, Spidey stuff, X-Men stuff. Go check it out. It's all for buy now. I accept offers on everything. Make me an offer. If you aren't signed up for Whatnot, use the link below and you can save $10 off of your first purchase, and that could be from any purchase on the platform. Let's go over this, guys. So this individual right here posted this. Let's just read it. It was so much easier to collect back in the 90s. I could get the books that I ordered. Now, every shop I go to just wants to order popular books. They don't care about the collectors. Okay. I'm going to giggle. And I'm not even going to give you guys my opinion first, because I think this guy down here, John said it extremely well. We're just going to read his response. This has to be... I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Hold on. This has to be the dumbest post of the day. Oh gosh, you are complaining on the internet, a tool that has made buying and finding comic books easier than they have ever been in the history of time. You can literally look at and pre-order every comic from nearly every publisher in advance on sites like DCBS or Shop at My Comic Shop, amongst dozens of others for new releases. Don't blame a comic shop for buying what sells. Wow, what kind of business model is that? Buying only stuff that sells? What a crazy concept. I can't blame LCBSs these days, local comic book shops these days. With publishers pumping out 10 covers for every book they release, it's nearly impossible to make everyone happy. Posts like these make me realize that I will never be able to sell my collection because far too many people in the hobby are impossible to make happy. I'm going to highlight this. Far too many people in the hobby are impossible to make happy. Now, there's a few things that I want everyone to take away from this post today and why I'm doing a video on this. For one, if you guys didn't watch my live show that I did just a few days ago, you guys can go check that out, because I make it a point, the fact that like everyone in comic books these days seems to be pointing a finger at somebody for doing something wrong, when our own attitude towards the hobby are the biggest detriments to the hobby. Now, this John just basically silenced what this individual was trying to say. Now, you can argue here for this original poster. You can argue like, look, things aren't like the 90s anymore, and there was a different vibe just going to your LCSs, going to the comic shop, having your pull list and being able to have that experience. Sure, that doesn't exist like it used to. And shout out to Swaggle who made a video about this not that long ago. Comic book collecting in the community, in the industry as we knew it 30, 40 plus years ago, doesn't exist anymore. And it's never coming back. But that's okay. Now, it's just, it boggles my mind that we live in this entitled world where we are so entitled as if everything needs to revolve around us. Like, I used to be able to get the books that I ordered. Why do they just order the popular books? Again, Sean said it the best. What business model buys inventory of stuff that doesn't sell? Not one. And if there is one, they're not going to be in business for long. We really live in an age, no matter, I get it. A lot of older folks, maybe you don't like the internet. I mean, but the internet's been around for, 30 plus years at this point, and we gotta adapt, people. Some people might not like just going online and buying because they want that experience of the LCS. I get it. But you literally can find every single book published online. And I'm not even talking about new releases and pull lists, new comic book days, every back issue. eBay has made that so easy. We're looking for an issue, our LCS doesn't have it, you go on eBay. There's always a supply of 99.9% of the comic books that we want. Too many people in the hobby are impossible to make happen. To make happy. I would really, really love for collectors to go into 2025 with gratitude. And what I learned about gratitude, because folks, this last year, the last 2 years for me personally have been for the birds. I've gone through so much and lost so much, but through my strength and my belief in a higher power, I've been able to find gratitude. And I don't know if any of you all are familiar with the saying, the rose that grew from concrete. It is a Tupac Shakur. If you guys aren't into Tupac and his music and his legacy, but he has this poem where he talks about a rose that grew from concrete. It's got wilted petals, it's damaged, but we don't look at it and say, oh, look at that ugly wilting rose. We look at it and celebrate its tenacity to reach for the sun through the odds and circumstances to where it should have never had that chance. A seed pushing through the soil just to find that slim little crack to still reach for that sun through the concrete. And comic books aren't even such a serious thing, but I'm applying a serious message to comic books. We as collectors need to appreciate that we can be the roses that reach for the sun in this hobby. So what does that mean? Look, yes, the concrete may have came and may have paved over how it used to be. But there's so many things to have gratitude for, to feel blessed for. The fact that if you live in an area where you have 1 or 2 LCSs in a 50-mile radius, count your blessings. Because so many people don't have that these days. They don't. The fact that we can order books from websites like My Comic Shop, and the fact that you can order them 3 months in advance and get 35% off cover price, people. Come on now. The fact that comic book publishers still exist. The fact that we have this thing, YouTube, that got us through COVID, where people that enjoy the hobby could come to YouTube and meet like-minded people. And, even if you're not into the speculating or the investing, you can have your little channel. And even if you just have 100 or 200 subscribers, that 100 or 200 people are going to watch you share off your haul that you got from that LCS sale or new comic book day, and you're going to watch them as well, and you're going to find joy in that. And maybe you find like-minded people in these Facebook groups. Maybe there's people in your area that do little garage sales, garage cons, and maybe you meet your future wife this way. And at the heart of this all, we have the art and the stories that transcend simple cartoons and storytelling, but allow us as human beings having a human experience to get lost in this storytelling, in this art form, to where if we are struggling in life, we find purpose. Let's not take that for granted, people. Like, I could have sat here and did this video and laughed at this and made it like a, drama video and this guy, and like I said, I had a good little laugh, but there's a bigger message here. We thrive on drama in the YouTube community. But where does that get us? Does it get us a little high of validation? Like fiends hitting the pipe, feeling that euphoric dopamine rush, but as soon as they come back down, they're empty. Let's not fill ourselves up with temporary rushes of fulfillment, of validation and anger and frustration and clout chasing or clicks and views. Let's get back to filling our cup up with the overflow of what really feeds our soul. And sure, always talk about the problems. Make this hobby better by talking about what is problematic. But let our defining intent be something that keeps the core of what comic book collecting in this comic book hobby should be. And that's the love of what comes out of those pages when we look at the stories and look at the art and read the stories from the books. The things that we could share maybe just with ourselves to feed our own soul, but we can also share with our family. We can share and pass down to our children because that's what matters. So, with that being said, guys, I hope you all can take some gratitude into 2025. A lot of things to be thankful for. I'm grateful for all of you. Hopefully in 2025, my channel reaches 15,000 subscribers. It's a blessing to me. It's a blessing that I'm even still doing this channel because I thought about scrapping it this last year. But here I am. So, with that being said, be safe, guys. Be safe on New Year's. Don't drink and drive. Keep collecting. Do you? Remember, don't worry about what the other people are doing. If it makes them happy, be happy for them. Do you? Because we all don't need to be and act and do the same. We just have to keep the core values there. The love for the hobby. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Be well, and until next time.